Well, yeehaw! It is great to have you worshiping with us online today. Just so you know, we are back at the church. So if you want to come worship in person with us, come on over. Remember, you got to wear that mask for that COVID, but we would love to have you at the Brick House live, 10:30. Be there or be square. But there and here, we still got some great moves. We have got to get limbered up and ready to study God's Word. So we're going to do that by loosening up with a little Hit It Out West. Hit it.
Hey there, how do you do? We're headed out west, but we're waiting on you. Kick up your boots and join the fun. Just follow along, watch how it's done. We're headed out west, and we're all in this together. Get it up, partner, it's time to go. We're headed out west like birds of a feather. Come on, get up, it's time to go. Do-si-do and howdy hi, saddle up, it's time to ride. Get on your feet, lickety-split, stomp your boots and just don't quit. We're headed out west and we're all in this together. Get it up, partner, it's time to go. We're headed out west like birds of a feather. Come on, get up, it's time to go. Spin your lasso round and round. Come on, partner, let's get down. Nowhere else we'd rather be. Come on and holler, repeat after me. Yee-haw! 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 We're headed out west and we're all in this together. Get it up, partner, it's time to go. We're headed out west like birds of a feather. Come on, get up, it's time to go. We're headed out west and we're all in this together. Get it up, partner, it's time to go. We're headed out west like birds of a feather. Come on, get up, it's time to go. Come on, get up, it's time to go.
Woohoo! We are warmed and ready to go. Now, our theme for today is I can ask God for help. So you know, lots of times we're in situations when we just might need a little help from God. And it's okay to ask. In our Bible study today, earlier we talked about Daniel and how we might need help during times of trouble when things are going on. But we need to just ask God for that help when we need it. Now, we're going to look at a little story later, but we're going to continue in the book of Exodus, okay? Chapters 18 and 19. Hold on, let me make sure that's the right ones here. I don't want to mess you up. Oh, I was wrong. That's why I wanted to check. Exodus 16 and 17. I was getting a little confused there. The trail has got me doing a little woohoo with all the heat. So, Exodus 16 and 17 is where we are going to be today. In that, we're going to learn a story about these Israelites, but you know what? They was asking for things, but they was doing a little complaining too. So we're going to get into that story a little later. But before we get that, I was going to try and do a game where I help you guys by describing items from way out west, and then you will guess the item, okay? So this first item, I'm going to give you some clues, and that's helping you to guess the item. Without my help, you will not be able to guess them. For instance, what do you think item number one is that is way out west? Take some guesses. Yes, it's very hard with no clues. So, clue number one. The first item that you might find out west is green. Take a guess. Okay. I'm going to reveal a couple more clues and then We'll see if you know what it is. The next clue is, it is very prickly. So green and very prickly. The next clue is, it requires water. Oh yes, I think you know what it is now, because it soaks up all the water. It could stick you very hard. It is a cactus. So maybe you needed no help, which is you just guessed it off the bat. Maybe you needed a little help, which was like one clue. Or maybe you needed a lot of help, which was all 3 clues. Let's do one more. Okay, let's do one more. Let's see here. Another thing that you may find out west. All right? Now, this is usually brown. Lots of things in the West are brown, I know. A lot of these we see are brown. Now, clue number 2. It is alive. So it's something that's alive and it's brown. Clue number 3. You put a saddle on it. Brown, alive, saddle. Hope you know by now, it's a horse. Woo! Yes, a horse that you ride. You see those all the time out west. All right. Final one. Let's see what we got here. Okay, I got a great one. Here we go. It is white. Tricky, huh? It has a black band around it. You wear it on your head. It is a cowboy hat. Some of them are white plain, some white with a black band, different kinds. But with those clues, you know it is a cowboy hat. Now, I had to help you through those, some of y'all. Some of y'all need a little more help than others. But remember, we are talking today about how we can ask God for help when we need it. So let's see what old Dusty and Dallas have been up to in that mean old mare.
All right. If we take this route right here, we should make it to Buffalo Landing 2 days faster. But we won't run the risk of getting caught by bandits. I remember hearing about those, and they's known for some serious highway robberies. Oh. There you are. Wild. Whoa. You look madder than a wild boy that just stepped on a cactus. What's the matter with you? I think you know what's the matter. I do? I know you tried to play a prank on me this morning, and I gotta say, it was real low. Lower than a squashed possum underneath a wagon wheel. You just always gotta resort to practical jokes, don't you? We're trying to save people around the town, remember? All right, now look, can you just, before you go doing something, you're starting to scare me a little bit. And look, I don't know what happened to you, but it wasn't me, really. You tell me you had nothing to do with the giant snake in my boot this morning. Snake in your boot? You trying to tell me? Snake in your boot? Are you serious? I went to put my boots on this morning, and there was this big old snake all coiled up in there. I would have put it on too, but it started hissing and rattling just in time. Wait, was that you screaming so loud? I went down to the saloon to pick us up some biscuits and beans for the trip, and well, we all heard it. Well, you know what? It probably was me you heard, and rightfully so. Did you hear me say that there was a snake in my boot? Yeah, Dallas, I think all of Whistle Creek heard you. Now just calm down. But I promise, I wouldn't do something like that. You're all right now, and that's all that matters. Yeah, but don't you think there's something real fishy about it? What if somebody's out to get us? Oh, come on, you just making stuff up to worry about. You won't even remember once we get going out on the trail. Fine.
Good. Now, before you came in here hooting and hollering, I was trying to figure out which way we should go.
Man, I can't believe I'm wearing these boots knowing that slimy snake has been in there all night, but I got no others to put on.
It ain't no big deal. The snake's gone, remember? Now, just keep your foot in the boot and keep it on there, and just you'll be all right.
Okay, I guess so. I guess.
All right now.
I'm tired of the snake just rattled me.
You know, you're walking around. If we hadn't, you hadn't to put them boots on, you'd be walking around bootless on the trail. You had to do what you had to do. Now, come on, we got to get it going.
All right.
Oh, good. I thought you two might have already left Whistle Creek this morning. You remember me, right? Charlotte O'Clair from the Whistle Creek Times. Anywho, I've been doing lots of interviews and research for tomorrow's front page story, and there's something you need to know. Since a good journalist never reveals her source, I can't tell you where I heard it, but rumor has it that rascal of a mayor from Rowdytown has hired a bandit to sabotage your trip. He's hot on your trails, so I just wanted the two of you to keep an eye out. But you didn't hear it from me.
What? This is not good. This is so not good. Wait. Do you think that bandit Miss O'Clair was talking about was the one responsible for a snake in my boot?
I reckon that's a possible explanation there. But do you really think Mayor Rowdy would try to send somebody out after us?
I mean, I wouldn't put it past him. Do you think we should just go back to Rowdytown and surrender to Mayor Rowdy?
Oh, no. We ain't even going there. We ain't even gonna think about that. We're just gonna giddy up, get breakfast, hit the trail.
Fine, but what if...
No arguing. We ain't giving up on this. All right. Our next stop is Buffalo Landing. If we take this route right here, the way around the canyon, we should be safe. But this route will knock off 2 whole days. It's been known to have bandits from time to time, but I still think that we have an opportunity going this way. So,
well, I mean, we just might as well take the shortest one. I mean, we've already got one bandit chasing us. So we'll just have to be on our guard anyways.
I'm glad you see it that way. Now, before we go, I gotta find where I put my satchel. And
there it is.
Here we go. Let's drink up on this water we got here. It's gonna be a long, hot day out on the trail.
Yeah. Here, you take, that's yours. You gotta take a
All
sip
right.
first. I mean, what? What? Why are you
That's
doing
not
that?
water.
That's
Somebody-
good water.
Somebody switched this out with cactus juice. Don't even think about taking a drink. Oh man.
What?
Oh.
It tastes that bad?
Oh no. It's just, oh, here we go. That stuff's poisonous. Oh, this ain't good.
Poisonous? What's gonna happen to you?
I'm not really sure besides itching. I need to eat something quick to absorb all these juices. Oh, there's 2 of you. The town is spinning like a giant twister coming through.
Listen, settle down. Settle down. How about you just kind of sit down or just kind of take it easy for a while, and I'm going to find you something to eat.
Oh, no.
You got something in your satchel here?
Oh no.
Let's look and see. You got something in here?
Look, stray cats yawning. The horse saddle's on fire, and I'm sleepy. There's a bandit. Oh my goodness.
I don't see anybody. Wow, this
He's over
cactus
there.
juice is seriously getting to you. I mean,
Oh no.
hold on. Found a pack of crackers.
You sure that ain't a buffalo?
Let me get these things open here.
Here's a
Still, here, have one of these.
Here's one there.
Eat one of those. And just eat one of those. Come on. It should soak it up right quick. Should soak it up. They good and dry.
How's the close one? I think it's definitely safe. We got a bandit on the loose.
Yeah, that bandit's outsmarting us big time. He sure is.
Even with all these wild things that keep happening to us, I still thought we'd be out to Tumbleweed Canyon and come back and rescue everyone. Almost like it was our destiny or something. I guess we ain't gonna be needing this map anymore.
Listen, how about we just go see if we can stay another night at the Best Western? Then we'll figure something out in the morning, okay?
While you're doing that, I'm gonna run the canteens down to the watering hole, clean them out real good.
Good call. I don't want to drink no cactus juice, especially after what it did to you.
Well, I ain't never letting these things out of my sight ever again.
Major problem.
Wait, no, is it? That can't be. No. That's us.
It's us. I ran into the good sheriff of Whistle Creek. And you know what he said? He said he's been getting flyers with our faces on them all day. He said he knew he needed to give us a warning before we left here. Isn't this terrible? Not only are we gonna not make it to Tumbleweed Canyon, but now we're gonna end up in jail for this.
Well, don't the people know that Mayor Rowdy's just a bad egg and he is not us? We ain't the bad ones.
All of our dreams of saving Rowdy Town are officially deader than a doornail.
Whistle Creek really is the only place that's safe for us. We're gonna have to spend the rest of our lives right here.
I don't get it. According to all these stories we've been hearing, God is supposed to be with us. But all this bad stuff just keeps on happening. It's like he forgot about us or something. I'm beginning to wonder if we ever should have left Rowdy Town in the first place. We'd have been better off just working on the railroad.
Well, who knows? At least if we had done that, we wouldn't have been fugitives in 15 different towns.
Oh my, I've been looking for you two everywhere. Glad I found you again. I know everything that goes on in this town, and rumor has it that y'all are giving up on heading out west to Tumbleweed Canyon. I know you've both had a humdinger of a day, but I don't think you should give up just yet. You're the only ones who can save the fine folks over in Rowdy Town, and I've got a story for you that I think will help. Traveling through the desert wasn't always an easy time for the Israelites. It was hard to find food and shelter out in the desert as they headed towards the land God had promised them. But instead of just asking God for help, they started complaining, grumbling, and carrying on. Can you believe? After everything that God had done, they just wanted to forget it all and go back to being slaves. Well, even with their complaining, God sure did love his people and wanted to help them. God told Moses and Aaron that he had a plan. He'd cause food to fall from the sky each and every day, enough grub for everyone's bellies to get a plenty full. Moses and Aaron told the Israelites what God had planned on doing and that they should keep trusting that God would take care of them just like he said he would. And sure as the sun comes up in the morning and the moon shines at night, God provided for them. Well, we all know that once you get in a good meal, you get thirsty. And sure enough, that's what the Israelites complained about next. Moses kept leading the Israelites through the desert, but in case you didn't know, there ain't no water in the desert. The people became frustrated again, and they complained because they were so thirsty. Moses knew he needed God's help, so once again, he asked God what to do. God took care of his people by telling Moses to go in front of the Israelites and strike a rock with his walking stick. As Moses struck the rock, water flowed from it and everyone was able to get something to drink. God had helped them once again. Even when the people had been complaining instead of trusting God, he still helped them by letting food fall from the sky and water flow from the rock. God sees us in our troubles, and when we ask Him, He will help us. So you see, the Israelites ran into some serious trouble, just like you two. But God gave them everything they needed, even when they complained. I know you two can save the people of Rowdy Town. God will give you everything you need if you just ask Him for help. Oh, and by the way, I've been digging around trying to find out where you two are wanted in some of the other towns around here, and I think y'all need to head out to Dead Man's Fork instead of stopping at Buffalo Landing. It's the only town on the trail where the sheriff isn't looking for y'all, and because it's a little further on the trail, the folks here in Whistle Creek packed you a basket of goodies for your trip. Just stop by the saloon on your way out of town. We'll see you around.
Do you think she's right? Are we giving up too easy?
You know, that Miss Eau Claire, she's on to something. All we gotta do when things get tough is stop and ask God to help us. If He helped the Israelites by dropping bread from the sky, making water come out of a rock, He's definitely powerful enough to keep us safe from old Mary Rowdy's antics. And if you think about it, He's been helping us all day. Even though wild things have been happening to us, we're still fit as a fiddle, and there ain't a thing stopping us from heading out and getting on that trail again.
All right, then. Off the Tumbleweed Canyon it is. That bandit better sleep with one eye open, I'm telling you. We're asking God to help us with everything we face out there.
Yes, sir. And oh yeah, I gotta get my map back. I threw it away earlier. We should listen to Miss Eau Claire about not going to Buffalo Landing. Looks like Dead Man's Fork is just a day and a half up the trail.
Yeah, about that Dead Man's Fork place.
Yeah?
How do you think it got its name?
I ain't sure, but I do know there ain't no need for you to be shaking in your boots. When we're afraid and we need anything, we're just going to ask God to help us and trust that He will.
Good thinking. Now let's run over to the saloon and get that basket of goodies Miss Eau Claire was talking about.
All right.
All right. Now, if you go back to our Bible story in Exodus chapter 16 and 17, you see those Israelites were at a time where it was a rough time of life. I know right now you're thinking we are going through a rough time of life, bro, Evan. We've got to wear these crazy masks on our face all day, and it drives me bananas. I get it. That's a rough time of life. Now, but these Israelites, they had a little rougher. It wasn't just a mask. First, they needed some food. Then food started flying from heaven, the manna, which was the bread. Then they're thirsty. They're dying of thirst. Look at Exodus chapter 17 with me. I want to go over this part of the story one more time, okay? Now, you see, the people started quarreling with Moses. This is 17, chapter 2. They said, therefore the people quarreled with Moses and said, give us water to drink. And Moses said to them, why do you quarrel with me? Why do you test the Lord? Because Moses is like, look, He's provided for us this whole time. Why are you testing Him? And why are you going crazy? Verse number 3 said, but the people thirsted there for water. And the people grumbled against Moses and said, why did you bring us out of Egypt to kill us and our children and our livestock with thirst? They said, we're fixing to die with thirst. And then verse 4 says, so Moses, he decided to talk to God about it. He cried to the Lord. He said, what shall I do with these people? They are almost ready to stone me, which means the people were mad. They were ready to kill Moses. And then the Lord said to Moses, pass on before the people, taking with you some of the elders of Israel, and take in your hand the staff with which you struck the Nile, and go. I think y'all remember that story. Boom, Nile River. All right. Now, verse number 6 says, behold, I will stand before you there on the rock at Horeb, and you shall strike the rock, and water will come out of it, and all the people will drink. And Moses did so in the sight of the elders of Israel, and he called the name of the place Massah and Meribah because of the quarreling of the people of Israel, and because they tested the Lord by saying, is the Lord among us or not? So It seems like there was a time when sometimes we forget, because things are going a little rough, that God is with us. But we need to just reach out to Him. We need to talk to Him. We need to ask Him for help when we have those times, all right? So be sure you talk to God when you have some time, when you need things and things are going through some trouble. Remember, that's what we've been talking about all day today. So remember, make sure you reach out to God when you need something, okay? Talk to Him about it. And that's not like I need an Xbox, and that's not like I would like a fancy new iPhone. That's more like, God, I need some help in this situation. So that's more like things we're talking about, all right? Now let's close out today with a great time of worship. We got a great worship song. After that, you finish praising and worshiping, we will be done with Brick House for the day. Hope to see you next week and would love to see you in person. Till then, yeehaw!
You are here, moving in our midst. I worship you, I worship you. You are here, working in this place. I worship you, I worship you.